It has been a grim and stormy night for millions of people in England, with reports of thunder and lightning and torrential rain right along the south coast in particular. The weather had already caused major disruption yesterday in the southwest. Exeter Airport had to be shut due to flooding, with many roads becoming impassable and houses suffering severe damage.
Tell us a little bit more about the numbers surrounding what's been going on over the last 24 hours. Morning, Matt.
Good morning, Sally. Morning, John. Good morning to you as well. Yes, horrendous scenes there down in the southwest. View of just some of the flooding in Exeter from one of our weather watchers yesterday. Quite understandable why we saw these sort of conditions, though, when you look at the rainfall totals. Exeter, during the entire month of September, usually gets around 60 millimetres of rain. As you can see from South Devon through to Western Somerset, we saw that, if not a little bit more. A lot of that fell in the space of 6 hours, and even a chunk of that fell in just an hour. So that's why the extreme flooding was there. And as you already heard in that report, we didn't finish with the storms across the southwest. Another batch came in last night to produce a pretty lively night across some in the Midlands, South and East England. A difficult night's sleep, myself included. But thousands of lightning strikes have been working their way northwards since the early hours. That is now across parts of the North East Midlands, Lincolnshire, parts of Yorkshire as well. Horrendous morning commute here with some of that really heavy rainfall around at the moment.
Hello there, good morning. Well, it'll be turning a lot more autumnal as we head through this week. Wet, very windy at times, so a very unsettled week of weather ahead, turning cooler too. That is set to happen today. But
And I think a little bit of a clue in that picture behind you. It's not looking great.
Not brilliant at times this week, Sally. John, very good morning to you. This is actually from yesterday in Somerset. Some of the torrential downpours which led to the flooding we saw across parts of Devon and Somerset through the afternoon. More rain, of course, last night, and more rain to come through this coming week. Let me just give you a quick glimpse into what we can expect rainfall-wise through the next 4 or 5 days. Take us up to Friday. This shows how the amounts tot up. All parts of the country set to see more rain, and it's these brighter colours in the west. So particularly across parts of Western Scotland through in towards Cumbria, we could see over 100 millimetres of rain before the working week is out. So be prepared. There will be some wet weather around at times, some windy weather to come too. More rain to come, Sally. Yes, very good morning too. Maybe not quite the torrential thunderstorms we've seen over the last 24 hours, but there is more rain in the forecast this week. Another glimpse of just some of the conditions experienced yesterday in the southwest. This is Topsham in Devon, and you can see the stats behind the flooding we saw. Exeter, during the entire month of September, usually sees around 60 millimetres of rain. We saw around, if not more than that, across some parts of West Somerset and Devon. Just 6 hours. And in fact, the bulk of that fell in the space of 1 hour. So that's why we saw the flooding that we did. And of course, it didn't finish there. We saw storms across much of central southern England overnight. This is the scene in Cambridgeshire. Over 3,500 flashes of lightning, cracks of thunder out there.
Maybe you need a pole to get up really high. You might just this morning catch a glimpse of the sunshine.
Very lucky.
Matt's got some evidence. Morning.
Good morning. Yeah, you probably could just about, I think. There is some out there and there is some to come. Let me take you to the west coast of Wales, first of all, where that sun is now starting to peek through a little bit. The cloud will gradually clear, but it's going to be a week where, after what has been a pretty soggy 24 hours for some, there is more rain to come.
It's not been looking brilliant so far, has it, Matt?
It hasn't, no, Sally. Very good morning too. We saw lots of flooding yesterday in parts of Somerset and Devon. This morning, Wiltshire, Swindon, flooding and travel disruption. And that is after a month's worth of September rainfall fell in just the space of an hour overnight, linked to some big storms which worked their way northwards. Almost a month and a half, actually, between midnight and 6 a.m. So lots of problems there at the moment, and still some heavy rain around, and more to come this week. Rain doesn't reach East Anglia South East till late in the day on Wednesday, brighter to the north and west, but said a fresher feel, and of course those strong winds towards the south and the east, which will ease for Thursday. Much lighter winds, slow moving showers across the country. I think, John and Sally, at the moment, the best day to look for widespread drier weather will be Saturday. Back to you both.